Blame Truth here, and I'm afraid I've got some bad news. I'm not bringing back the Bad News Barrett gimmick from WWE, although Bad News BT does have a nice ring to it, doesn't it? I'm not doing any of that. I'm here to just say I told you so. I called this shit out 8-9 months ago, and we are seeing it come true right before our very eyes. The Call of Duty devs are getting fired and replaced by AI. Not a joke, not a conspiracy theory. It is a fact, and we will cover that. We will cover that a little bit later on. You can use the timestamps if you are stretched for time. But no, it's not a joke, not a conspiracy theory. None of that. And I tried to tell you this, and I called this verbatim 8-9 months ago, and I got proof to show you. Again, that'll be in the timestamps. Look for it. It'll be like, I was right 8 to 9 months ago or something like that. I'll leave that as the title for you so you can easily find it. But I digress. I'm rambling a bit. Let me just get right on into the meat and potatoes because, viewer, I got a lot I want to get off my chest. And you know, one thing I've wanted to get off my chest for a while is every other content creator out there, not every other one, but most of them, if they were just more critical, if they weren't afraid of making negative content, what will my fans think? Like, if they weren't afraid of that, then maybe we would be like in a much better spot. Maybe we would have, no, it's not even a maybe, like we would have the Call of Duty that we all want. We would be in control then. You know what I mean? But like, I just don't know what's happened. Everyone's gotten so soft. Everyone's gotten so stupid. Everyone's trying to get invited out to some cringy California, fake happiness event that the Activision does, where if you're not smiling the entire time, you get repeatedly lashed in the back with the cat of nine tails or something. I don't know what is wrong with people now. I don't understand it. They will bend the knee to anything for a buck or something. I don't know. Seriously, I saw another creator that should be way more negative, and they were not. They've tried to be nice over the years, and being nice has just gotten us nowhere. There's a time to be nice. Be nice to the people working the fast food line at McDonald's or Burger King, whatever. Be nice to your servers if they are nice to you. Be nice to people. Hold the door for them. If they got their hands full at the post office or something. There is a time to be nice. There is a time to not be nice. And the time to not be nice was 5 to 6 years ago as it pertains to this series. I mean, technically it was way further back than that when they tried the loot box shit, but I saw a creator literally say this pretty much exactly.
Well, I don't want to be too negative. I don't like making negative content.
Fucking roast some balls and just say it how it is. Who gives a fuck what people think? Here's the thing. I don't really care if people like me or dislike me on the internet. It's not like a big part of my life, actually. I don't really care. But I just want to ask someone who maybe, doesn't like my content. I want to ask you, logically speaking, where have I been wrong? I just want to ask you that. I want you to really think about it. Where have I been wrong? Factually speaking, have I not called it pretty much exactly? You know what I mean? Where have I been wrong about all of this? I got called a conspiracy theorist in Modern Warfare 3 when there were rumors flying around that there were AI bots in multiplayer, okay? Got called a conspiracy theorist. I said they're probably using them to release them officially later, but they're testing them on us now, without our knowledge or consent. And then lo and behold, what was it? Year or two later, they are not only in Warzone, but it's like the most popular game mode. And you're going to tell me they weren't probably testing them on us without our knowledge or consent when they have literally admitted to messing with the matchmaking to gather data on us without telling us until weeks or months after the fact? We are just guinea pigs, dude. We are beta testers. We are guinea pigs. And you're going to sit there and tell me I wasn't right with that. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Regardless, though, I want you to take a look at this. This was 8 months ago now, nearly 9 months ago now. I was covering the AI art that released before Black Ops 6 came out. They released some images of Prestige and some promotional art, and it was clear as day to anyone with a working set of eyes that they were using AI generation to do most of this stuff. Just watch this. I'm going to let the clip speak for itself. And again, tell me where I was wrong with the news that's going to follow that clip, okay? BT and people on Twitter, you're just nitpicking. You're nitpicking over tiny Prestige icons. It doesn't matter. And to that, I say, I'm not nitpicking. I am shit picking. You give these motherfuckers an inch, they will take a mile. If we are okay with like certain images and calling cards and bundles being AI generated, who's to say that Activision's not going to make the entire game fucking AI generated, and then those 3,000, 4,000 devs that we make fun of and make memes about and stuff like that will turn into 300 devs who are just meant to touch up some stuff because everything is AI generated. Thousands of people out of jobs because of this. I, for one, do not want to see AI art in my video games. With certain generative things, you can maybe make that okay, morally speaking. I do not want the soul of the game, which is effectively in its art style, to be compromised for the sake of the almighty dollar. And if you are for that, or you are passing this off and not being upset about it, then you are a fucking idiot. And you get what you deserve. So yeah, that was 8-9 months ago. And with the news I'm going to show you about the AI layoffs of the Call of Duty devs that is going to follow here, I mean, where was I wrong? When are you going to start listening to me? With today's sponsor, maybe you'll listen as well because it's backed up by facts and science yet again. So I just found out something wild about stem cells. If you don't know, stem cells are like tiny repair crews in your body that go and fix things that need to be fixed. I'm going to show you a video where Dr. Eric Berg, one of the most watched health educators on YouTube, mind you, has been talking about this for years.
A stem cell is kind of like this reserve cell that can pretty much change into anything that you need. They're using it now to regenerate fibrosis, which then allows the heart muscle function to improve by 30%. They can do the same thing with liver fibrosis and damaged brain cells. They're getting great results stimulating new cartilage in your joint. Some people are using it for autoimmune diseases like MS, and also to help rejuvenate skin cells to actually make the skin young again. There's also stem cells for cancer. It's very important to understand how to keep that stem cell population at the highest level.
The thing about stem cells is that they are crazy expensive, though. We got Holly Weirdo spending $50K for one placenta stem cell injection. Honestly, I don't have that kind of cash, and I don't think you guys do either. However, my guys at Black Forest Supplements have developed cocoa flavonols for people like you and me. Studies have been done to show that the flavonols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees coming out of a beehive in your bloodstream. And they go out and they find whatever needs to be repaired. If it's in your heart, they'll fix it. If it's in your liver, they'll fix it. If it's in your skin, they'll fix it. Harvard scientist Dr. William Li actually backs this up. Check this out.
Studies have been done to show that the flavonols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees in a beehive in your bloodstream, and they go out and they find wherever it needs to be repaired. If it's in your heart, they'll fix it. If it's in your liver, they'll fix it. If it's in your skin, they'll fix it. And so we can eat foods like high flavanol cocoa in order to be able to actually get the stem cells to work a little bit better. Now, how do we know this actually functions, it works in people? Well, clinical studies have been done with high flavanol cocoa to show that in like men who are in their 60s with heart disease, they could actually just have 2 cups of dark chocolate hot cocoa a day for a month. Yeah. And they doubled the amount of stem cells in their bloodstream, and their circulation improved measurably. And then what's even more important and impressive is that there was a study called the Cosmos study that was completed recently that showed that eating high flavanol cocoa decreases the risk of cardiovascular death.
Yeah.
Right, over a period
Like
of
a statin.
like a statin,
Right.
Exactly. Except maybe by eating the same thing that you use to make chocolate.
That's
so we're
incredible.
not telling people to go out to have chocolate, which is a confection, which has got a lot of sugar and all kinds of other stuff in it.
Yeah.
But it's the stuff underlying
Underneath it, yeah.
the core of it.
This is not your average cocoa. It is a stem cell power up. I mix it in coffee, my protein shakes, tastes great, and the benefits are real. No sugar, only 20 calories. If you are experiencing significant aging, slow recovery, weak immunity, or just feeling off, blame your lazy stem cells. But guess what? Cocoa flavanols activate them like a fountain of youth in a scoop. Studies show that cocoa flavanols increase stem cell circulation by over 100%. So right now, go to my link in the description or pinned comment below, and for the next 48 hours, you can get a whopping 45% off store-wide discount at Black Forest Supplements. Stock up while you can. And again, that is the Black Forest Supplements High Flavanol Cocoa Powder. Get you some. All right, guys, so let's cover the grim news now. I was right 8-9 months ago, and this proves it. Check this out. Insider Gaming reported about a week ago now, multiple Call of Duty studios hit by Xbox layoffs. Multiple COD development studios have been hit by the latest layoffs taking place at Xbox. Insider Gaming's Mike Straw and Tom Henderson can confirm that at least Raven Software and Sledgehammer have been impacted by the layoffs. As of publishing an actual number or what specific areas of the studios being hit are known. Raven Software has been working alongside Treyarch on Black Ops 7, and Sledgehammer has too, according to many rumors. Sledgehammer Games had begun work on future Call of Duty titles. The article goes on to say this is a developing story and will be updated as more details become available. Microsoft has not responded to any request for comment on the layoffs, game cancellations, or rumored studio closures. Should any response be received, it will be added to this story and others. Guys, this might just seem like another round of layoffs. We had one last year where 25% of the Sledgehammer Games studio staff, dev team, got laid off. Considering they are the only dev team with working brains, laying off what is essentially half of the fucking studio in 1 year's time is already alarming. But wait until you see why they were laid off. Look at this garbage. Matt Piscatella at Circana says that the layoffs yesterday weren't a gaming problem, but instead done to help fund building AI infrastructure. Let's take a look at exactly what he has to say there. Over the past 24 hours, I've received the "what does this mean for gaming" question on everything that happened yesterday at Xbox. It's been very tough to answer. But it's not a demand for gaming problem. What is so crushing and what makes one throw one's hands in the air is that the cuts were, reported by the Seattle Times, primarily done to help fund building AI infrastructure. What did I just say in that clip 8 months ago, 9 months ago now? What did I say? Did I not call it 100% right? When are you going to start listening to me? When are you going to wake up? When are you going to put your motherfucking foot down and say enough is enough? And I'm talking about every single motherfucker who is even in this space right now. I'm talking about you, a Call of Duty fan that just plays the game casually. I'm talking about you, a content creator who has covered Call of Duty for the past several years. I am talking about you, the schmucks that get flown out by this horrible company every single chance they can to be in their cringy little videos talking about how, wow, zombies is fucking cool right now, mwah, mwah, mwah. every single one of you has caused this. I wash my hands of it. I am not to blame. Every single one of you who has put up with the mistreatment, who was afraid to be negative, all of that, you effectively got 50% of like the Sledgehammer dev team fired. Effectively, you caused these people to lose their jobs. Not to mention the Raven devs. Not to mention guys like Vonderhaar, Jason Blundell, Tony Flame, all of these devs who made the games what they were, because you sat there, opened your mouth, and took the fucking money shot from Activision. You are responsible for them cutting ties with these talented people. You are responsible for these talented people who made the games what they were and put soul and passion and talent into them. You are responsible for them leaving. You are the cause of it. It is time to stop being nice. It is time to stop being afraid that people might think you're just too negative. Oh no, what will I do? Little Timmy No Thumbs thinks I'm too negative in my videos. Who gives a shit? Call this stuff out and band together, or it's just going to continue to get worse. I've been saying it for years. Has it not continued to get worse? Can we all agree that aside from a few bright spots, maybe like Modern Warfare 3 about halfway through the game's life cycle, Cold War about halfway through the game's life cycle, aside from those two instances, has it not just got worse and worse and worse and worse? I don't see how anyone could logically, in good faith, say, no, it's gotten better since Modern Warfare 2019. But here's the thing, though. You're not just like getting the Call of Duty devs fired because of your complacency. You are getting other devs fired, and maybe you don't care. But when all the devs are just sick of being mistreated and sick of the bullshit and sick of worrying about them losing their jobs to AI, who is going to make your games? The AI. And your games are going to suck. Your favorite franchises, I mean, that's like putting it lightly. Saying that they'll suck is like saying that Black Ops 6 is a bad game. It goes beyond the fact that it's a bad game. It is an insulting game. The fact that I share the same planet as this piece of garbage that they released and called a Call of Duty title is insulting to my personal existence. It is. It's insulting to my humanity that I am on the same planet as this pile of shit AI slop made by, a combination of ChatGPT and blue-haired retards who got hired on based on everything but talent. They got hired on because they're cheaper to employ and they're easier to control. It's the same reason that they're now getting replaced by the AI. It's cheaper and easier to control. Peep this, though. It gets worse, okay? Halo devs. Yeah. Here's more information from Engadget, who spoke to a Halo Studios developer. At least 5 employees were laid off. They received an invite to a meeting with organization leaders, and 2 very long hours later, the team's call began. The mood at the studio is tense, especially when it comes to one project that was recently in crisis, according to the developer. I don't think anybody is really happy about the quality of the product right now, they said. There's been a lot of tension and pep talks trying to rally folks to ship. Since 2023, there's been a general shift towards working with contracted studios rather than individual contractors in the United States and Europe to speed up Halo production. Developer says Microsoft is trying their damnedest to replace as many jobs as they can with AI agents. And this is in response to a tweet that says, breaking, Halo Studios was affected by the Microsoft Xbox layoffs. Across the board, Microsoft is committing atrocities. And if you sit there and just, you don't like this video, you don't comment, you don't maybe spread the word on other videos that this is going to kill off franchises you love. You're not only not a true gamer, you bend the knee, you spread your cheeks, you wait for these suits to just lube up your little chocolate starfish and go to town. I am not one of those people. I refuse to be one of those people. I do not give a damn who likes me and who doesn't on the internet. I don't care. I don't know you people. I don't see you people. I do not care.
I don't know you, and I don't care to know you. I don't know you, and
Let's
I
hear
don't
it.
care to know you.
Did you?
I don't know you,
Aye.
and I don't care to know
What's
you.
this about?
I don't know you, and I don't care to know you. I don't know you, and I don't care to know you. I don't know you, and I don't care to know you.
You may as well be AI as well, for all I know. But what's real are these games. What's real are these devs that have left, who got replaced by less talented devs, who are now getting replaced by AI agents. I mean, where does it stop? Where do we draw the line? When are you going to see that maybe I'm not a grifter? Maybe I'm not just being negative for the sake of it. Maybe I am just calling it like I see it. Maybe I am trying to predict things and get ahead of them before it gets really, really bad. Consider me like a weatherman, a meteorologist, and I'm trying to warn you of this incoming blizzard. I'm not trying to preach doom and gloom for ratings. I'm not just saying it to hear myself talk, although I do kind of like the sound of my own voice now. I've been working on it. I've been trying to be more radio friendly, as they say, but I'm just trying to say, hey, this is going to be a disaster. I don't know what I need to do. What do I need to do, viewer? What do I need to do, comment section? I am trying to increase my reach. A recent video of mine went somewhat viral, 150,000 views. Very good. But what do I need to do? How do I just continue to try to reach people? I'll be real with you. I took a 7-day break. There's a 7-day gap between my last video and this one, because truth be told, right hand to God right now, it's getting depressing. For the past 5 or 6 years, I've had so much fun making these videos. It's been fun roasting these, COD games and stuff. I had a ton of fun roasting Vanguard. It was so bad, it was entertaining, it was so glitchy and messed up. But now it's getting to the point where it's depressing. I don't even want to hop on to make fun of it, because it's no laughing matter now. Now it's getting very, very serious. It stopped being fun about, 3 or 4 months ago. Black Ops 6, I haven't even gotten in multiplayer to the max prestige or whatever. It's genuinely one of the worst video games I have ever played, if not the worst, just from the fact that it was made mostly by AI. I mean, it's literally in the Steam description. They are required by law to put that there, that this game is made using generative AI. But they don't even tell us how much. Well, I know for a fact that the next piece of trash they release, Black Ops 7, will have even more AI usage in it. And maybe you're saying, BT, hey, just go back and play the old games. Guys, I say this with no hyperbole. I cannot. Look at this. As you guys know, they released Call of Duty World War II on Game Pass. They didn't do shit with it, though, and people got hacked. Nero said this, and he made some videos on it. You should just watch his stuff if you want to learn more about it. But Call of War II is on Game Pass, but it is not safe to play on PC. Hackers are able to use an RCE exploit to get access to your machine, even open up Notepad and type to you. Ryan Gosling, don't think it's the real Ryan Gosling, but it could be, I don't know, says, saw 2 clips where one guy had his hole deleted. I'm assuming he means hole something and not his physical asshole or something, but who knows. Then his home wallpaper was changed to an Activision employee, and another where gay porn just started playing on his second monitor. Okay, that's pretty funny. That's actually pretty funny. But the point is I don't think this was fixed. I don't think it's still safe to play. I mean, this was on July 3rd. I don't really want to bother testing if it's okay to play. I thought COD World War II kind of sucked ass when it was released, so I don't really want to go back and potentially get my entire PC compromised by someone. So, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. I don't even want to touch this franchise anymore. I don't want to play the old games because they could be unsafe. I don't want to play the new games because it's AI slop made by morons and suits just trying to milk every penny out of the stupid player base, which is still left. I took this screenshot a few days ago, but I don't think anything's really changed. If it has, it's just gone down further since then. But we are nearing the record low player count numbers yet again. It was on March 2025 before they released, Verdansk or whatever and got, I don't know, a little bump for a month. But people are just sick of this. I know Steam charts isn't the whole picture, but it is entirely linked to like what's actually going on with it on other platforms. And we've proven this time after time. This is a perfect gauge, a perfect sentiment to what's happening all across the board with the franchise. And I mean, again, we're 9,000 average players away from hitting the all-time low, breaking the all-time low record concurrent players for Steam. I mean, it's just pathetic. Considering this game sold 60% more units than Modern Warfare 3 did on Steam, and that's backed up by fact, by the way, seeing the player numbers this low just all year long, it's got to be a wake-up call. But no, they're just doubling down on their garbage. I mean, someone on Reddit at least went to bat for Sledgehammer, but it's just too little too late. This guy says, SHG getting hit with the layoffs after how good this game was last year is baffling to me. Microsoft is such trash, I can't believe people thought the buyout was going to be good for the franchise. BO6 can barely retain half the player base this game had for its entire support cycle. Not only that, but SHG took over multiplayer development for BO7 while they're a year into developing their own game, and yet they're the ones getting hit with layoffs again? Yeah, it doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't think it's right that anyone is losing their jobs when Xbox claims to be more successful than ever, but out of all the studios in COD, SHG and Raven should be the last ones getting hit right now. It shouldn't matter that Treyarch and IW have more seniority. SHG has literally saved this franchise half a dozen times since they were acquired to clean up IW's collapse 16 years ago. Preach, my brother. You preach. These suits don't know anything. They don't. And considering I called the Microsoft acquisition before it happened, I literally called that in a video. Like before it happened, during Vanguard's life cycle, I called the Microsoft buyout after they came out with this update across the board. All the devs came out with an update around Christmas that broke Warzone and then every Call of Duty in like the last 4 years in one go. It was a disaster. I'll leave that video at the very end of this one on the like recommended video little end screen thing if you want to check it out. I called that verbatim, called it 100% accurately. Microsoft's going to buy them out or something. I don't know how I came up with that and it happened, but it did. I'm a soothsayer, I guess. But take a look at this if you don't think it's just going to get worse. I'm calling this to happen as well. A top AI advisor at Meta/Facebook warns that an age of slop is inevitable, and he has no idea how to stop it. I feel we are moving into a time where you do not have a way to understand what is human-made and what is not. I'm going to leave that as just the end to this video. Really stew on that and come back to this video maybe in a couple months, couple years, couple decades even, if it actually gets to that point. But guys, we got to do something. We got to fight back. This is just inexcusable. And I get that maybe a lot of the Call of Duty devs don't like me. Can you at least agree I've been right the whole time? You don't know this. You don't realize this. But I am on your side. I just want to see you put your foot down as well. Go on strike. Do something. This has got to stop. I want these videos mainly to get seen, to spark a change. This is just crazy. I never thought it would actually get to this point as someone who's played video games for 30 plus years. You know, I never thought it would get to this point. Thankfully, there's games like Peak, which was the gameplay for this video, that I have loved playing. Like indie games, I think are going to take over. That's another prediction. Indie games that release for like $7, $8, $9, $10, like Peak and Lethal Company, are going to take over and be the main things people play. And maybe the last few live service games that don't insult their player base will be the ones to keep the trend going here and keep the growth going. Delta Force, I saw them get a lot of overtake Call of Duty easily on Steam charts. Delta Force has been doing work on Steam charts and has been growing every single month. I'm happy to see it. I think Delta Force is going to make DMZ 2.0 just a complete afterthought. It's going to kill it before it even releases. Arc Raiders is also coming out. And, you know, like, how is Call of Duty so far behind? How did they just cut off DMZ 1 at the legs, at the knees, before it even took off? Like, it was gaining momentum, and then they just stopped support for it. Like, what are they doing? I don't get it. I hope you guys enjoyed, though. I'm out of time. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.